In this video, I'm going to show you how to format your essay in MLA style. And before watching this video, you want to make sure that you have read in the Pocket Style Manual pages 170 through 177, because that's what shows you how to format your essay. It gives you an example essay that's properly formatted. And when it comes to things like MLA formatting and MLA documentation, you really need to use the handbook and follow the guidelines. So this is a properly formatted essay, and I'm just going to go through the elements and kind of show you what to do, just kind of from the top on down. So first of all, we have the page number in the top right corner with the last name of the essay writer right before it. Okay, and I'm going to use a blank page to show you how to put that on. And you know, these things will differ a little bit depending on what version of Word you're using. I'm using also a Mac here, but whether using a Mac or a PC, you want to go under Insert, and under Insert there's a page number icon that you pull down and you hit page number. I know that on a PC it kind of gives you images you hover over where it shows the positioning of the page number. On a Mac, it just lets you pull down what you want. So what we want is top of page, we want it in the top right, and we do want it on the first page. So you hit that, hit OK, and it'll put it on the top of the first page, and it'll keep numbering through. So it'll put it on page 2, and it'll put a number 2 there, and a number 3 on page 3. If you try to type the page numbers manually, that's a disaster. It won't put it in the right place. Every time you do an edit, it'll mess up the positioning of the page number. You really do need to put it on using the computer. All right, so the next thing is getting your last name in front of the page number here. So you kind of want to hit Control and then click and hit Edit Header, and try to hover over the number and click, and then you type your name. I'm going to type my last name just so you can see how it looks. And then you close out the header, and that will put your last name in front of the page number, and you leave a space there between your last name and the page number. So for mine it would say Fel 1, Fel 2, etc. throughout. So that's how you get your page number on. All right, so let's get back to the good example here. Next, you have your information here, right? Sometimes people also call this the header, but it's really your information for the essay. So you do your name, so whatever your name is here. Then on the next line, you'll put my name, because I'm the professor. You'll put the course, and of course you will have to change the section number to whatever section you're in, right? Whatever it is. And then you do the date. So if you do a date, make sure you do it in this format, right? So you'll do the day, right? Space, month, space, and year, right? No commas, no dashes and numbering and slashes. Do that format, right? That's the format you want. And this is to be double spaced. The whole essay is double spaced. Then you come down and do your title. And your title for the essay can't be the title of the assignment. So it shouldn't be definition essay. It shouldn't be essay number 1. It should be your title. And your title should reflect the topic you're writing about, or it should reflect the point you're making in your thesis. All right. And you want to center that. And by the way, no extra spacing before or after the title. Just let it double space on through. Then we get to the first paragraph here, and you can see the font I have is Times New Roman 12-point font, and that's what you want. If it's not in that, you have to highlight everything, right? Let me pretend that it was just, for mine, it always seems to want to put it on Calibri like 11 or something, right? In order to change that font, you have to highlight the essay first. You can't just, you know, put it on what you want without highlighting. So I've highlighted it first, then I pick Times New Roman 12 point. If I hadn't highlighted it, it wouldn't have done anything. So that's important. All right. Make sure you're tabbing your paragraphs with the tab key, not the space bar, because if you just do spacing, it'll be uneven. Some will end up spaced over more than others, even if you're just clicking 5 spaces. All right, like I said, we want this to be double spaced, right, all the way through. By the way, there's one thing I always do to get rid of a weird default that Word often has, and it tends to put extra space in your information block and between paragraphs. So what I always do is highlight the whole essay, and in some PCs you can hit Control A and that'll work. And then you want to find wherever the paragraph dialog box is. In PCs it'll say paragraph as one of these top things, and there's a little arrow next to it. In mine, on a Mac, it just is here in this little box with the arrows and the lines, and I want to go to line spacing options, if it'll let me do that. All right. And then I want to make sure I have clicked don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, and hit OK. And that gets rid of that weird extra spacing, which you want to do because you want to be purely double spaced. Okay. And then for margins, the default is a left margin, and I'll show you how that looks, right? So the default is a left margin. I ask people to fully justify their paragraphs. It makes it a little cleaner for me to look at. And when I do comments, sometimes it gives more room on the side when I'm typing in electronic comments. So to control your margin, you need to manually highlight just the paragraphs. So you just have to go through and manually highlight them. Let me get a better start there. Gosh, it's not letting me. I need to pick it up a little earlier. Okay, now I've got it going. I've just got a slow scroll here. Sometimes that happens. And I just have the first 2 pages of this essay for demonstration. So I've highlighted everything. And then you want to hit the icon here. These are all about margins. You want to hit the icon that says fully justified, right? Also, make sure your margins are 1 inch all the way around. So you go to Layout, Margins, and you might want to hit Normal. Again, Layout, Margins, and Normal. So that's at least easy to do, okay? And so you should have your essay correctly formatted if you do those things. There are some other details you should look at in the handbook. For example, they tell you to capitalize the first word, first letter of each word in the title, other than prepositions and articles, unless that preposition or article is the first or last word, and then you capitalize it. So this should give you an idea at least about what a correctly formatted essay looks like in MLA style.